Hello everyone and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new here, please stay with me. I have lots of information in this video and just lots to enjoy. So if you're new, thank you for stopping by and joining and seeing what this is all about. If you're not new, thank you for coming back. If you're new here, let me just tell you a little bit about what we're doing here. I do give weekly updates on Mondays of everything I did the prior week. If I have a new project upcoming, I also tell you about that. If I have something I'm finishing, I tell you about that. So we've got all kinds of stuff going on today. So the first thing I like to do is start with projects that I've worked. The first one is my cross stitch, which here it is. It's in my little box. And of course I don't have it out ready to show. But this is where we're at now. We've got a little more of the bottom of the stocking done there. You can definitely tell it's going to be a reindeer. So he is coming along really well when I can actually work on him. I think I only got to work on him maybe 2 days this last week. I think that's all I got to work on him. But that's my reindeer. I will not have this pattern tagged. I will not recommend this pattern to anyone because you have to print the color pattern out. And for me, I see the black and white pattern, the symbols, a lot better on the black and white pattern than I do the color pattern. So I'm just not going to recommend that pattern to anyone. I just don't like it. And the next thing that I worked on, okay, this project is my piece of cake. It is my brown bag mystery. I did clue 3. I'll show you all 3 of the clues. Let me open my box up this other direction. I got my notes there and I'm pushing it all around. Let me get my notes over to the side. Okay, so let me find, and we have received our final clue 5, which is the assembly. So that will be happening pretty soon. Oh, let's see, clue 1. I'm going to show you clue 1 first, so you can see what all we have going on. I'm keeping some little scraps here just in case. This was our clue 1. I did this a couple weeks ago maybe. So that was clue 1. That is 16, what's that called, a 9 patch maybe? Okay, so that was clue 1. That was done a couple weeks ago. Clue 2. We made 52 flying geese. Now with making the flying geese, we used the 45-degree, 90-degree triangle ruler. That was the first time I had ever used that ruler. Fabulous, guys, fabulous. If you don't have that ruler, that is one to put in your arsenal to have. It's fabulous to have. Now our third clue, I have my papers right here. So clue 3, I made 26 half square triangles, and then I made 52, and they're not all even here, but they're just they got out of order, but 52 half square triangles. This was also made with the 45-degree, 90-degree triangle ruler. You could have used the triangles on a roll. I have some. I've never used them yet. But I will bring you guys along when I do that. So the next one I'll be doing is Clue 4. I hope to get that one out this week. If I don't, it's okay, because I have a lot of projects going on. So close that box up, get it out of the way. The next thing that I worked on this past week, and y'all know what it is. Oh my goodness, y'all. I don't think I'm ever going to get it done. Yeah, I am. I'm going to get it done. It's beautiful though. The Bob and Blooms. This is from the Fat Quarter Shop's April Sew Sampler. It is called Bob and Blooms, and I've completed one so far. And I'm hoping my next sewing session that I do with this will complete it 100%. That we will be putting it together. Now, what I will be doing in the next one is, I don't know if you can see it real well, but down here at the bottom, there are, that's kind of like a border at the bottom. And you have, it's not piano keys, but they're cut like piano keys. And you alternate a background with the color piece. So, I don't know if that makes sense. But that's what it is. So, I've got to do the border. I still have to cut the border out. I have not cut the border out yet. And I still have to cut the binding. I don't know that I've got the binding or backing yet. I don't think I have. I think the binding was like the border color. I don't know. I'm not going to say yay or nay on that. So, let me mark off my list that I told you about them two things, because I will forget. The next thing that we have are my quilts that are to be bound. I have 3 of them now, and one will be completed hopefully tomorrow, and y'all may see that Friday though. So let me pull them up. Okay, so the first quilt I have here to show you is my Carnival. I got that back this week. I told y'all I had 2 big things, and it's probably more than 2 big things, but this is one of them. So I wanted to show you how I did this. Now, this fabric was some wide back that I had already. And I thought, you know, this is perfect. I can go on and use this. But I wanted to show y'all. Now, of course, I haven't trimmed it down or anything, but I want your input. I don't know that this is going to work, but I want your input. Because me just looking at it, I just put it together and I'm like, no, that don't really work. But y'all just tell me. That Critters that I purchased, let me see, make sure I'm up, this, tell me if you think it would go with this. I mean, I know this does go, but I don't know. Let me get you closer there so you can see it better. Get you on top of that box. See, I do see these colors coming together, but I'm right there on that gray. Am I pushing that off? Okay. I'm right there on that gray. I don't know that that would go real well. Y'all just tell me. Y'all tell me what you think if these two would go together. I know it does do good with these colors, and it probably wouldn't hurt, but let me even pull the backing so you can see it next to the backing. I think it does look good with that backing. So, and I know it really don't matter, but y'all tell me what you think on that. That's just something I'm running through my mind right now, because I'm going to have a lot of that left over, because I bought the whole bolt. And I don't even know how much started on that bolt, but it ended where it was only 8. It was only 15 yards on there. So 7 yards is all that was gotten off of it. And they had a lot of little fat quarters. And I bought a lot of those too. So I bought the most of that fabric there. I don't know why, but that is something actually kind of odd for me, that fabric. That's not something I would normally go to because it does have those skulls on it. And I don't go for things with skulls on it. Now I'm going to show y'all. Look how much it was left over of that. That's a lot. That's enough for me to do a little baby quilt or something there. And I had a lot of, because I can't remember how much I purchased when I purchased this. It's a purchase I made online. It was a great deal. And I know I'm putting it all up on my mic and everything, and it's probably making all kinds of noises. But it was such a great deal that I went on and purchased it. Well, I'm struggling getting that to fold up, aren't I? Okay. The next thing I have to be bound, y'all, I've got to get this done. I've got to. Got to get this done. My Craftsman. Now, I'm saying I've got to get this done, but the room still ain't done. But these are my binding. I'm doing a flange binding on it. So it's going to be a flange binding. I think I had it set where the navy is the big and the yellow is the little flange part. But I've got this out of a project box and just got it in my project bag now. So, but this is my Craftsman. Y'all, I love this quilt. I'm so ready to get it done so I can, see, remember I did the extra borders on it to make it a little bit bigger because the pattern didn't carry it big enough for a twin bed for me. And see, here's those blues and yellows and greens. So I'm ready to get that done. So maybe that will encourage me to get my bedroom done. And last but not least on things to be bound, here's my strips of fabric. And I'm just going to lay them on my sewing machine because I may sew those tonight. No, I won't sew those tonight. It's almost 9 o'clock, so I won't sew it. This is, oh, I got strings on it here on the back. And I don't, yeah, I think you may be able to see all the designs in that. This here is my Exploding Heart quilt. That's the binding that was done. And y'all, how do y'all like that pink with that black? I love this. I don't recall if I showed y'all last week or not, but I'll show it to you again if I did, because I love this quilt. It is so beautiful. I'm not going to open it all the way. Actually, I'm not going to open it at all because I have only so much space right here, and I'm knocking everything off. But I love the quilting on that. Look at those hearts and the flowers. Now, let me give you a little information about this quilt. If you're new, you don't know this, so this would be probably repetitive for other people. This is my Taylor Swift inspired quilt. I am in a sew along with Kristen with Icy Stars Quilting. She's doing a Taylor Swift inspired sew along. I'm not a Swiftie. I haven't listened to Taylor Swift in a really long time. The song that I've used for my inspiration for this quilt is Love Song. That tells you how long ago I really listened to Taylor Swift. And I have nothing against her. I don't know anything about her. I don't know her personally, so I'm not going to make a judgment call on any of it. And, but it was a fun sew along. There were some fabulous quilts in this. I have to get this done because I have to get pictures uploaded before the 22nd. I'm still waiting on instructions on how to do that. But I have to have it done. Well, I don't have to have it done. They'll take pictures like this, but I don't want to send pictures like this. I want it done. I want to show pretty pictures. But that's my last quilt. I'm just laying them down here on the floor. They're going to get 1,000 strings down there, y'all. In the video you saw Sunday, I was telling you about, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, about all the strings still on my floor, and I'm going to vacuum them. I haven't vacuumed them yet. Don't judge me. I'd rather be sewing. Okay, so I've told you about my 3 quilts. Now that Carnival, I'm Team Skydiver on that. So that's that colorway. Once I get these bound, I may have a week of just binding quilts. That may be what I do. I hope not, because I really want to sew. So let me get back to things that I am currently working, but they're only like monthly. You know, they're subscriptions that I'm in. Like and I didn't show you with this is the binding that came for the Carnival right here. That, I don't know, that probably would go. I may use that. I may not. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I may use that. I may use the blue. I don't know. So, okay. These are monthly patterns that I get. They're like block of the months. So, the first one, of course, it is, let me get to it here. Peaceful Baskets. That is the Sew Sampler block of the month. Let's see. This is the only, I think we've only got block 1. I am going to redo this. Other people have told me, you know, kind of where I went wrong, because it's off by like ½ an inch on the bottom. I'm going to redo it. So don't stress. I'm going to redo it. It's just my bad. But that's the block. It's beautiful. I love these colors. But this is a block of the month that I am working as they come in, or I'm trying to work it as it comes in. The next one is the Cotton Cuts Tree of Life. I have done Clue 4. I am Team Woodland. This is my colors I'm using. I got this blue bolt that I showed you to possibly bind the Carnival with. I am backing this quilt with that, I think. Now, I will keep that. Now I'm going to put that in there. Got a little more to tell you about some of that stuff right there. So those are the 2 current block of the months that I am working on. Now, I have a monthly that is still in progress that I've got to finish, and that is my pressed flowers. I have my finishing pattern here and everything. I've got the fabric and all to do it. I've just not cut it to do it. So, you know, it's I guess a case of lazy. I don't know. I got the blocks done, so I'm kind of like, you know, I'm just like, oh, no, I don't want to do that right now. But I need to, because I want to empty these boxes. I actually need one of these boxes for one of my upcoming projects. And I'm going to tell you about those now. Cotton Cuts has another sew along about to start. It is the Wild West. You can sign up on May 31st. They already have some of the colorways out there for you to look at. And y'all, they have some beautiful colorways. What I think about when I think Wild West, I think wagon wheels, sunsets. That's kind of things that I think about. So, and when we had Carnival, we had something that looked like a Ferris wheel. So I'm kind of thinking, well, Wild West may be something like that too. So I don't know. I'm still kind of torn if I'm going to do it or not. I probably am. I really probably am. So, because I just love doing these. I love doing them. And I was introduced to them in fall of 2023, right before their sign-ups for fall, because I saw another one of their sew-alongs being done, and it was too late for me to get in it, because I didn't start quilting or sewing to quilts until June of 2023. So, and it's funny to think that I just started sewing to quilt in June of 2023. And I say sewing to quilt because I've sewn for a really long time. And I've not sewn steady. You know, I've made stuff here and there. I've made my granddaughter a little dress. And then I made her a quilt. That was the very first quilt I'd ever made. I made it on a Brother Disney edition. And I actually still have the sewing machine. Sewing machine. I think my husband, when we were dating, he bought it for me in 2008 and from Walmart. So it was like a little $150, so $180, who knows. But, and that was in 2008, and he bought that for me, and it still works. I used it to make my grandbaby's quilt. So, but it's funny to think that in June of 2023, not even a full year ago, I'd never quilted before. And now I have all these projects going. It is addicting. If you're new to quilting, it is addicting. You see all this fabric over here? That's not all I got. I've got a shelf over here. I've got a bucket over here. I've got a bucket down below my table. Yeah. It's very addicting, because when you see deals on fabric after you've been buying it for full price, you're like, oh no, I can get that at a better deal. So when you start seeing the deals, you start buying the fabric, and then you start seeing sew-alongs. And you're like, oh, I got to get in that. Yeah, it is very addicting. But I will tell you, Cotton Cuts, their projects are pre-cut. They send everything that you need to make your clues. You may have to buy, like, something to say. I don't think I bought anything. Except for if I wanted to enlarge it, which I didn't. I didn't buy anything additional to enlarge it, to do borders on it, because I'm like, I'm using it as a throw quilt. The one I'm doing right now, the Tree of Life, I'm doing the large. We're currently on clue number 4 of that. So the upcoming is the Wild West. I'm probably, very likely going to be doing that one. And I have 2 other projects that are back here, but I want to start them. I do want to start them, but I have so many going on. I don't know if I need to or not. Let me grab them. Okay, I've got my 2 boxes here. You'll see my sugarberry here. This is a jelly roll that I bought but to do my pressed flowers with because I was late to the game and hard to get fabric. And I've got some layer cakes here. I've got 3 layer cake, partial layer cakes. And technically these are scraps because I've completed that quilt. I've got Ziploc bag of fabric pieces in here. I've got part of a Jolly bar here. I've got another Ziploc bag here with pieces in it. And here's my string quilt paper. Y'all, I am going to start a string quilt. This is going to be my project that I do on those days that I just don't have time to do anything else. And because if sewing makes you happy, you should do it at least. You can whittle out 15-20 minutes a day. Maybe. Think you can do that? Because if it makes you happy, at least do something that makes you happy 15-20 minutes a day. Me, I get in here and start sewing and I forget what time it is. And then I look up and it's 10 o'clock at night. Not a good idea for me. But this is an upcoming definite upcoming. Because that one, it could take me a year to do that. I mean, I may only get a block a month done. So, I don't know. I don't know yet. I do not know how that's going to turn out. You know, let's see. And the next thing, this is a pattern that one of my subscribers told me about. Because I was talking about, I have that book called Just Takes Two. And that's the charm book. These are my charms. Let me go in and open it because it's in the box. It's going to be used pretty soon. Goodness, it don't want to open for me. Let me see if my pen puncture it. But this is a red, white, and blue line. And when I was told about this pattern, and I have that white background that I can use. I have white, gray, and black. I have full bolts of white, gray, and black. This is called Sweet Liberty. And, oh goodness, that one don't slide. Oh, there it goes. I got it to slide. Because I want it to kind of, you'll see it's got like the red, white, and blues in there. They all have like squigglies, circles. You know, that one had stars on it. Well, the pattern that I was told about was Woodruff. And this takes the charm squares. So I am really, now this is Formoda Bake Shop by Nicola Dodd. And so I'm to the point where, you know, 4th of July is going to be here in 2 months. I need to get started on this because I would love to have, let me see what the size of that is. I didn't look to see what the size of this was. And it says it's easy. It's an easy quilt. It says it's a 59.5 by 76.5. So that's a good throw quilt. Because I think a twin is like 70 something by 90 to 100, I think. I can't remember exactly. But that'd be a good throw quilt. So, and I've told you about my string quilt. And my next sew along that I'm joining also, that they're going currently. This is a sew along that is currently going, that I have not yet even started, but I'm picking up my clothes every month. It's with a local quilt shop, and it is Poppy Cotton's Country Blessings. Now, the clues that you pick up will make this quilt right here on the bottom. If you want to do this one, you have to provide like the extra. It says for this one here, let me see. For this big one here, you'll need 3/4 yard for binding, 4.5 yards for backing. It says 7.5 yards of white. I don't know if they don't provide that or not. I don't know, but I will figure it out when I get up in it and start doing it. But I'm going to bring you guys along with me when I do this, and I'll show you how my clues come. My May was missing 2 fat quarters. These were my 2 fat quarters right here. I'm just going to take them out of this. Oh, those are pretty. And y'all, that's something. Poppy Cotton's colors are so bright. Look at that. I haven't opened any of these bags up and looked inside any of them. Oh, look at that. That's pretty too. So, for May, we had 4 fat quarters. And there was only 2. And so, let's see. I think it started January. Yeah, so that was January. This was February, March, April, and May. This is how I get my clues. Now this one, March, well, that's got some fabric in it. Ooh, ooh, that's got lots of blues. That's the bird. Y'all, that's the bird. And that orange, I think that's just for the beak. But I was told to be careful when cutting my fabrics, because they provide enough for you to make that larger one if you're careful with your cutting. So I'm going to be careful with my cutting, because I think I would love to do that extra sashing. I mean, why not? I have all this white, and I could find I'm thinking of a blue background, maybe with small flowers or something on it. That'd be pretty, I think. I'm making all kinds of noise over here for y'all. Let me throw that away. But this is the Poppy Cotton sew along. And like I said, it's my local quilt shop. One of my local quilt shops in Monroe is the one doing this. I don't know if all quilt shops are doing it, but I know my local quilt shop that is doing it, it's called the Haberdashery Material Things. They're doing it. I don't know. When I got mine, I saw it. I went in there one day and I saw it because I got one of their cards when I went to the quilt show. And I didn't know we had quilt shops in our area. I knew of 2, and that was it. And when I walked in there, we were just looking, and I saw this hanging on the wall, and I was telling my husband, I said, look at that, that's beautiful. Well, he went ahead and bought the whole thing for me. He's like, go ahead, we're going to go get it. And she said she had 2 left. So I got one of the 2. But I'm so happy I did, because I want to get this started. But I need to finish some of my others. When I get down to where I'm just doing my current monthly ones, then I can throw things like this in there with it. And you know, that way I'll have something else going on. But I've got a lot going on. I have so much, and I know a lot of people are like, how do you do it? I just do it because my husband works off, and he's here for 4 days at a time, maybe 5 if I'm lucky. Because he does shift work. He'll work 4 days, off 4 days, work 5 days, off 5 days. And so, I mean, he's here only part of the time. So when he's not here, I've already food prepped. So I don't have to worry about that. I come in, I heat me something up to eat, and I get back here in the sewing room, and that's it. That's why no house cleaning ever gets done. That's why my floor still got strings on it. But projects that I have on my back burner. I still have my creative notions on the back burner, which is okay. I will get to it. It's not a big deal. Really, it's not. It's just something else I can sew. But it is in a project box back here, so it will get done. My Moda blockheads, I went and picked out my fabrics for that already back in February when I was at Stitchin' Heaven. At the retreat, I picked out the fabric then. So I think what I'm going to do, though, I'm not going to do every single block. I may just pick out certain blocks because I may sash it and then just make it into a bed quilt. Haven't decided, though. And then my pretty poinsettia, y'all saw me not too long ago that I did do a block maybe a couple weeks ago. It hasn't been 6 months, you know, but I did do a block and explain, you know, I had a lot of people tell me, because the pretty poinsettia was the first shop hop I ever did. I didn't know they existed. I didn't know what they were. I didn't know how they worked. And I got all my clues and I didn't know how to read them to tell me what fabrics I needed. So I still think I did it wrong. So I don't know, but it don't matter. It'll get done when I get it done. And if I don't, it'll be an orphan block. So it's okay. I'm not going to stress over it. I have several blocks already made. If I just decide I'm done with making this, I'll put them together, make a little bitty blanket for my grandbaby. So that's it. My thing that I want to remind you guys of, thank you so much. I have now hit 2,000 subscribers. I do appreciate each and every one of you that have joined me, watched my videos, commented on my videos, shared my videos. I so appreciate each and every one of you that have done that. So, I am going to be doing a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. So it's going to be like my 1K giveaway. So if you're new, you don't know how this works. I have already put a video out and told you what word to use in it. And I will have the video linked at the very end, so when it goes and rolls and plays my ending, you will see the video in that link that you need to watch, because there is a clue word in that video that you need to put in the comments section to be entered into the 2K giveaway. The description has the giveaway rules, so just look down in the description. You'll see the rules, but just a quick gist of it all: must be 18 years or older, must live in the United States, because unfortunately shipping overseas is not in my budget. Must be a subscriber. So y'all go ahead and do that, and like I said, I'll leave a link. Also, all of my favorite quilting notions are going to be linked in the description as well. I am an Amazon affiliate. If you click that link and order something, I do receive a small commission off of that. It does not cost you anything extra. I just want you to know that up front, that I may receive a small commission. I do say small commission because it's only pennies, possibly, I think. I'm a new affiliate, so I can't tell you how much it is. I've never received anything so far. So, but that is it. And I know that's a lot, but really, it's not a lot when you consider I try to sew almost every single day. I try to sew on something. But guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed, please do. Feel free to become part of my family here on YouTube. I do correspond back with you. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment. If I have not responded to your comment, it might have gone into a held folder where I don't see it. I do check those probably about weekly. If you comment on someone else's comment, I don't see those unless I go drilling into each comment. And that's very hard to do for me because it does take a lot of time. But I love communicating with you guys. My email is down in the description also. I love getting emails, from you guys. I really do appreciate it. And as always, until I see you again, have a very blessed day. And good luck to you guys for that 2K giveaway. We will have the drawing, and I'll give you the date a little later on. Thank you so much. Goodbye.